The UFC ceremonial weigh-ins are where the athletes come together and step onto the scales to have their final weights checked and verified before a fight. The fighters stare each other down and even posturing is common. The ceremony often draws large crowds of spectators who come to watch the proceedings. The ceremonial weigh-ins typically take place the morning before the evening event. It's a time for fans to show their support for their favorite fighters, as well as a time for the athletes to have their skills judged. It is administered by the event's regulator, usually a representative from the State Athletic Commission. The UFC ceremonial weigh-in is a long-held tradition that has become an integral part of the pre-fight build-up. The fighter is responsible for getting the weight to the exact requirements of the UFC regulations. The fighter must be within the weight limits of that particular weight class, and different classes would require different levels of weight. The ceremony has great importance to the fighters as it allows them to be judged on their skills inside and outside the octagon. The weigh-in also serves to confirm that the athletes are within the weight limits set out by the commission. It is important for the integrity of the bout and ensures that both athletes are evenly matched. The hosts often stir up excitement among the viewers by calling for the fans to make some noise as the fighters go on the scales. During the ceremony, the fighters are also weighed in wearing the usual fight gear plus extra padding to bring down the weight. The UFC feature a large cardboard cutout of the logo of their promoters for the fighters to pose in front of. This helps to increase fan engagement and make the ritual more interesting for viewers. The UFC ceremonial weigh-ins typically lasts 20 to 30 minutes, and it is expected that the fighters weigh in with a professional demeanor. The weigh-in helps to hype up the atmosphere and set the stage for what is to come. However, the ceremonial weigh-ins can be a tense affair as the fighters look to assert their dominance via posture and body language. Many fighters will also make use of the event to showcase their latest fight apparel or walkouts. The UFC ceremonial weigh-in is more than just an opportunity to make a big entrance, however, as the fighter must also demonstrate their respect for their opponent and the sport. In the end, it is all about maintaining a certain level of professionalism and showing courtesy to the other competitors. This is in marked contrast to the bravado of the fighters, who are often trying to boast about themselves to attract more fans and viewers. The weigh-ins are also a chance for fighters to assess their opponents and gain insight into how they stack up against their opponents. They can check for differences in size or strength and plan their strategies accordingly.